Namaste to all of you from Dhananjaya Kumar. Welcome to another video episode dealing with the subject infinity. Now this is a little complex idea. Infinity. Most of us think of infinity as something that never ends. It's infinite. An infinite number is a number that never ends, because if you say infinity is a number, then I can say that number times that number is of course greater than infinity. So counting infinity is impossible. Imagining is possible. So infinity is really part of human imagination. Something which is not definable in numbers, a time scale, or a distance in space. So with that, let me read a very poignant quotation by Albert Einstein. Only two things are infinite. Only two things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not sure about the former. So what he is suggesting to begin with, only two things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity. And I am not sure about the former being the universe. So he is not sure that the universe is infinite, but he appears to be sure that human stupidity is infinite. This is a funny way to look at it, but let's attempt to see what he means, or what he could have meant when he said this. So the universe, being infinite, has been part of human understanding of the universe, that no matter which way you look at it, it never ends. And it has also been studied in sciences, especially physics, that throughout the centuries we keep discovering new galaxies, new planets, solar systems, and galaxies upon galaxies, and the size of galaxies appears to be much larger than we can imagine. The number of stars in a galaxy, hundreds of billions in most of single galaxies. And then there are an infinite number of galaxies. So it is almost impossible to imagine infinity as a number or as a measurement. So to begin with, the universe being infinite is pretty sure. And more recently it has been discovered that universe is not only infinite, but it is expanding at a very high speed. So you can never catch up with the boundary. If there is a boundary, you can never reach the boundary. Because if space is expanding at or above the speed of light, even light from there cannot come to you. And you can never, even if you travel at the speed of light, you can never reach the end of the universe. And probably there is no end to the universe. The universe is infinite by definition. So that is, according to Einstein, is sure. He is sure that the universe is infinite. Although it is conceivable that you can imagine a universe that is infinite. So your imagination is larger than infinity. And then comes the second part. I am not sure about the former being infinite, former being the universe, but he is more sure about the human stupidity being infinite. Because if you can imagine more than infinity, then amount of ignorance that we can accumulate, amount of illogical, crazy decisions and thoughts, and being entangled in those thoughts that we can imagine is for sure more than infinity. Of course, another way to look at infinity is something called Zeno's paradox, that if you travel any distance, first you travel half of it, and then half of the second half of it, and if you keep doing that, you will have infinite number of steps you take, but you still will not reach the end of a stick, a small distance. So infinity can actually be small expanse of space, or a small number can be divided into infinitely smaller numbers. But that's sort of a mathematical aspect. I don't want to go too deep into that, but just the periphery of this idea, that infinity of time and space is conceivable according to Albert Einstein, but infinity of human stupidity is very sure. Much to learn from it. Thank you, and see you again soon.